So moving away from that, there's actually a really cool festival coming up which is dedicated to LGBTQIA youth. It's going to be here in Melbourne, and we've got some lovely people here to tell us about it. So I'd like to welcome Bri, who's 18, who's currently studying Year 12. Welcome.
Thank you.
And I've got Rachelle, who's also a part of Out for the Weekend Festival. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
Cool. So it sounds like it's pretty exciting. This is the first time it's been running. Bri, do you want to start us off by telling us what we will expect from this festival and when it's happening?
Yeah, it's a live music event, and we're going to have a lot of acoustic vibe stuff that's going to highlight some really amazing talent we have in our own community area. A lot of them are LGBTI or plus, and there's also some really cool allies who are also performing that night. We're going to also have some DJs as well and a few other bands, so it's going to be pretty awesome. It's running on the 5th of August on Friday. Starts at 7, goes till 11. It's going to be great.
Cool. And so what motivated you? Did you start this festival yourself? Was it your concept? What motivated you to do it?
Yeah, well, I personally know that when going out there is like no chance if you're LGBTI plus, because like you can't tell unless you've got like this a gaydar thing, but then again you're like, is it, isn't it? And then you don't know. So it's better to be able to go to a space where you have the people and also where you can bring together with your own friends and then just enjoy the night, be able to meet people, make new friends, get some support, and our group's always there to help and talk out, so we're able to do anything.
Yeah. I've often felt like I wish that we all wore like rainbow wristbands or something just to signify to like the cute girl across the room, hey, I'm a lesbian.
Yeah.
I felt like that would be really helpful when I was 18.
You can't have a badge though. It sucks.
Cool. So is this going to be a regular thing, do you think? Or is this just going to try it out and see how popular it is?
We're going to try it out, see how popular it is, but I think I'd like to end up doing a event like this couple of times a year, because I feel like it's something we need. As a community, I feel like we need to be able to have places where we can come together and just chat if we need to, or to make friends or to meet people, because there's always online, which is a great place, but at the same time you never know if it's safe or not.
Yeah, that's really a good point. James and Bri, is there many places you can go as a young queer person to meet like-minded people outside of school?
Not really.
There is, unless you count like any social media, which then again, once again, you don't know if it's safe, but there is a need for these kinds of events, and which is why I'm really passionate about creating and running them, getting involved with them, ensuring that they're put in the community, ensuring that other communities do the same thing. I want people to be able to be safe just like any other straight person would be able to. So you're obviously 18. Have you done this all on your own, or how have you put this whole festival together? There's actually only 3 of us running it. So there's me, Rachelle, obviously, and then there's 2 other people, Danny, who doesn't really attend much, and then there's Rach, who also shows up often. And it's really difficult because all 3 of us are doing, our own thing. I'm doing Year 12. The other 2 are also doing similar studies. But the 3 of us are really passionate about doing it, so we always make sure to do stuff. We're trying to get more people, so we're actually really hoping that this event will encourage more LGBTI people in our community to come forward and help.
Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of young people who would love to be involved.
Yeah.
And Rachelle, what's your involvement in the festival?
So I am one of the youth workers out at Maroondah City Council, and we've taken on a lot of projects in the LGBTIQ plus space over the last couple of years. I have had the pleasure of working with Briahna this year on this project. And I guess for a bit of context where this came from, she's kind of sold herself short a little bit there with the work that she's done in this space. So earlier this year, Briahna and Danny and Rachel, as she mentioned, collectively organised to take a minibus full of young people out from the Maroondah area to the same-sex and gender-diverse formal hosted by MYS 18.
Yeah.
Yes, which was awesome. Super positive vibes there. And I guess what came out of that was that it's awesome that they put on an event for young people, but it is that little bit further away from the community that we live in and work in. So they decided that they needed to have something more local. And of course, we're lucky enough to have the support from council to put events on like this. So they proposed to partner with FReeZA. Obviously, funds can sometimes be an issue when we're putting on these sorts of things. So they've partnered with our FReeZA program out in Maroondah, who were completely on board with the project, and they are actually funding the entire event and helping it to run it for these guys so that they can do all the cool fun stuff on the night.
You get
so,
the good job.
Yeah.
So MYS 18, they run a lot in the city, is it?
Yeah.
And they're awesome. awesome. We have Rory on the show every couple of weeks. He's one of the co-founders of MYS 18, so we obviously know what good work they do. But it sounds like, so this is for people who live a little bit further out who maybe can't make it to those events because they don't live so close to Sydney. It's obviously hard unless your parents want to drive you for an hour, which isn't always possible.
So we live a bit out of distance from the city, so it's really good to have that area where even though we can't get into the city, people can still come.
So what are the surrounding suburbs from this area, just for people who might not be so familiar? What kind of people could go? Where would you be living and easily be able to access this festival?
So we're out in Maroondah, so that's looking at Ringwood, Croydon, Heathmont, that sort of area, but we're also quite close to Yarra Ranges, so your Lilydales, your Knox, Doncaster, those sort of surrounding suburbs out in Whitehorse and Knox, Yarra Ranges as well.
That's good to know. I don't know any of the suburbs, so that's very helpful. So do people need to book a ticket? Does it cost money? If I want to go, how do I go about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So it does cost. There are tickets sold at the door. But for more information on how you can get involved and to come along and support this awesome event, you can find us on Facebook. We are at facebook.com/EVsGigs. So that's EVSGIGS.
Cool. And then I can find out all the information just through that Facebook page.
Yep. There's an event on there. You can join that tick that you're coming and go from there.
Cool. Awesome. And I just have to correct myself. So Rory isn't a co-founder. They work on the festival and the events, but they're not a co-founder. It was someone else named Colin. Someone just corrected me. So thank you for that. I make mistakes. Cool. Okay. So we're going to cut to another track and then we're going to come back and we'll feel a little bit more about how you can find out about this festival and then what we'll be talking about next week.
The unicorn, Scotland's national animal. Unicorn Youth on Joy 94.9.
Thanks so much for being here with us on Unicorn Youth today. You've been with Delsi. I've had my beautiful co-host James with us. Thanks again for coming in.
Thank you for letting me on the show.
Yay! And it looks like we'll be having more of James. So once again, if you have any text messages that you want to send him or any questions you'd like to ask before he's back on the show, you can hit us up on the Facebook page. All you do is search Unicorn Youth. Also, all our podcasts are going to be up online, usually about 2 days after the show. You can find that also on the Joy website. I also want to thank the lovely people from Out for the Weekend. I've had Brie. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I'm sure your event's going to go very well. Can you just remind us of the dates again?
So it's on Friday the 5th of August, starts at 7 and ends at 11 p.m.
Cool. And how do I get tickets again?
You go online to the Facebook page at EVsGigs. I don't know, Facebook.
Yep, so Facebook and go to EVSGig.
Yeah.
Is how you find that. Cool. And thanks so much for Rachelle for being on the show also.
No, thanks so much for having us.
Yay, and keep making great events for LGBTQI people. It's really important. Cool. So next up we have the sports show, then we have Chicks Talking Footy. Next week we're going to talk about some fun stuff. Probably I'll talk about Pokemon again, even if no one else is interested. I love you all. Bye-bye for now, beautiful unicorns.
Thanks for listening to a Joycast from Joy 94.9.